certainly
they were any harsher
I,
than they normally are.
I do think that there is a thing to be said that the reason he left was not anything really to do with anything to do with him. It was the comments that Lord Sugar made. You know, you're going on thin ice, mate, and all that. You know, it was kind of like almost telling him, next week you're gone if you lose.
But
You
then
could
Brett,
see him
Brett
seething.
didn't get much criticism, and they were together the whole time. I didn't.
But
think
Brett
did
didn't
much.
Brett didn't do such a bad job.
Yeah, but he didn't do much.
They both got roughly the same on the lower end market, didn't they? It was the high end property where the difference in the two teams was. They both sold about £10,000 worth of, or 100,000, 10,000 of commission for the mid price.
You could see Scott seething though, could you? Absolutely seething at the. You knew something was bubbling.
A lot of people have said that he just realised he was out of his depth, and I think on the You're Fired programme, I think he pretty much admitted that his final comments in the taxi were a bit of bravado, and that he knew
they were a bit.
Yeah, and it was sales speak. But I don't know. A lot of people have said they think this is the first time Lord Sugar has gone has gone over the line. But
I mean, I'm a hard devil, as you know, but I don't remember thinking, oh, they've really overstepped the mark. I think his performance was poor. Not listening to where the washing machine and the dishwasher was going to go and not knowing certain things. I mean, that I could tell you just by listening to it. So I don't know whether he was too harsh, but I think, again, regardless, made for good telly, and that's what the show is, good telly.
I think they lost the sort of villain of the year in Selena at the end. I mean, I watched it with my mum. I've been watching it sort of sporadically with her, and
your mum hates Selena. My mum does as well.
Called her a cow and said, "Oh, call me when the firing's happening because I want to see it."
Yeah, no, it must be a mum thing, because my mum hates Selena as well.
Maybe not as much as Charlene hates Selena.
But I think Selena is one of those people who her feelings are completely on her face. She can't hide how annoyed she is or how disapproving
Neither
she
can
is.
Charlene, though.
No, I think that's
Charlene...
the problem. I think they're a bit too similar.
Yeah.
In how they
Charlene's
act.
eyes follow you around the room. They're weird.
Charlene annoys me.
I think Selena did a couple of things last week, obviously with the presumption. Although I think they were a bit harsh on her that she stood up and walked out. Any other week,
Charlene, you mean now?
Yeah, Charlene. Yeah. Sorry. Any other week, they would have sent her back to the house the previous week. So I didn't quite think that was too.
He's a bit of an idiot.
That's how the game is played.
She can't string a sentence together, Charlene. She really can't.
Or
she really struggles.
You mean Charlene can't string a sentence together? Is that what you meant to say?
She can't string a sentence together, Charlene.
I don't think she'll last very long, because I think Selena...
Well, there's not long left.
No. But I think her feud with Selena was what was keeping her motivated.
Sorry, food?
No, her food. It's never far from your brain, is it? Really, let's be honest. Okay. Also, it's where that Gary spoke about it several times. We got a glimpse of a tiny argument. It was like the camera crew got to the cafe late in the middle of it, but it's because they cut it down. I mean, do contestants have the right to say, cut me down? I mean, surely when they sign their contracts, whatever happens, happens.
I don't believe they get editorial credit. I mean, I think that was possibly one of the things that Selena was most annoyed about, wasn't she? That she felt she had been portrayed poorly in the series. That's why she was refusing.
I think we'll be seeing her on Celebrity Big Brother come January.
Yeah,
probably.
More likely she'll be on The Jump.
Let's hope so. That might be the one series of The Jump that I actually watch.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
Going over to Quickly Strictly, and shock that Peter Andre's gone. It seems to me that he was the person they spent the most money on this year, looking in the lineup. Either him or Daniel O'Donnell. And you'd think he had the fan base to keep him in. Going down to... Basically, he never sort of improved. He sort of plateaued, whereas everyone else got better as the series went on. To me, this is like the strongest series they've had in a while, and it's sort of anyone's to win, really. I think unfortunately, Kelly Bright may be going soon, just based on the fact that she's been in the dance-off twice now.
And she's getting married soon.
Yeah, which is
I'm confusing life in EastEnders again.
Which is unfortunate because I really like her. I think she's one of the more engaging dancers, so it's interesting why the public haven't connected with her, really, especially as she's on EastEnders. Maybe it's just because there's other people they like more. But as I say, whereas with the X Factor, I've completely checked out of it, more or less. I'm really involved in Strictly, and it's an exciting series because you don't know who's going to win.
That was a longer Quickly Strictly. Yeah, it's normally quicklier than that.
Especially now Peter Andre's gone, because he was the bookie's favourite going in, wasn't he?
Speaking of loads of money...
The capital, or capital, as it's known.
Capital.
I forgot. I haven't told you this. I actually did go to see Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse live recently, and they did do the old. He did Loads of Money. So there you go.
That sounds like an anecdote you could have saved and worked a bit harder on.
Moving on.
But you've just thrown it in there. Capital is a new 3-parter from Peter Boker, who brought us. Where did he bring us? From There to Here, Marvellous.
I was going to say Capital again.
Capital. Did he? I was having a bit of a. He didn't do
Eric
Monroe,
and Ernie.
did he?
Eric
did
and
he
Ernie.
do Monroe? Who did Monroe?
Occupation, was that one of his?
Yeah, that was one of his. For me, he's a writer who's fairly consistent, but has had a few ups and downs of late. Capital seems like a show that could be really good, that the first episode hasn't really shown us what it's going to be like.
Have you seen the second one?
No.
Oh, okay, I have.
Well, okay, you talk. You can't really spoil it because I'm going to watch it. So set it up and then tell us what you think of the second.
So this is about people who all live on the same street, Pepys Road, in London. There's different characters. There's Toby Jones's banker, down to like the people who run the corner shop, down to Gemma Jones's character who's lived there all her life. There's sort of themes of gentrification going on, and then the main sort of thread throughout the plot is that the people of Pepys Road are getting these notes and later DVDs that say we want what you have, and there's sort of the theory, is it estate agents? Is it people attacking us? Who is it? There's sort of the shadow of doubt gets cast on like a traffic warden who works on the street, who it turns out is living illegally, has come from Zimbabwe originally, and it looks like she might get deported back there. I thought I quite enjoyed the acting in this. I think that's the main draw. Gemma Jones, Toby Jones, Rachel Sterling, Leslie Sharp, who's in the second episode a lot more, Adil Akhtar. They're all strong performers. But I'm not sure. It's one of those things where there's a lot of characters, and for a 3-part drama, it feels almost like it's overstacked. For example, there's the character of the Polish builder, who I'm really not interested in at all, and they try and do something in the second episode with him and the Hungarian nanny, who Toby Jones's character now has a bit of a thing for. Buys her.
Can't blame him, Matt. Can't blame him for that.
Buys her Roger Federer's shirt at a charity auction, as you do.
Probably found it when he was metal detecting. Oh no, I'm getting confused again.
I'm sort of I think it's all right, but it's nothing to write home about, really.
I feel like it's one that's eventually, if you stay with it for the 3, which I probably will, but I feel like it's one that's not going to go anywhere on the final, and we're going to wonder what it was all about. I mean, it is based on a book.
Yeah, John Lanchester's book.
So you'd hope that book would have an ending of sorts.
I'll tell you what really annoys me, though, is the music. And I've said this to you before, and it's still really annoying. And it is done by someone who I met at Edinburgh, Drew Masters, who does all the stuff for The Apprentice as well, and you can sort of hear that, the sort of incidental music for The Apprentice.
Now you say that, I'll be really conscious and aware of it.
Yeah, I think you should try and play the two together at the same time, simultaneous.
Again, it's always good, we've said it before, it's always good to have a drama that isn't about the things that dramas are normally about. It's not about somebody being killed, it's not about somebody being wrongly accused of something, it's not about lawyers, it's not it's supposed to be a shining a light on the modern day capital of Britain. So whether it's doing that or not, at least it's not treading the same old ground that some other dramas have.
It's an interesting one, and I will be interested to see how it ends. But it's not something I think
like
we'll
you say,
remember.
It always worries me when they chuck in a load of characters, because you're never really sure who it is you're supposed to be focusing on the most.
I know you're adapting this book, but
I'm not.
Peter Bowker, I know, is adapting this book, and I think wants to be faithful to it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't think we would have lost anything if that Polish character...
What is wrong with you and the Polish builder?
Well, he's the only character I can think of that...
Have you got half a kitchen that you're really annoyed by or something?
Yes.
Okay, that explains
half the kitchen and half an abattoir.
Move quickly on to the pick of the week. This is when we choose one show heading your way this week that we think
show?
No, not the one show. Okay. That's never going to be a pick of the week. Go, Matt.
I'll go sort of fairly predictable. We'll go Prey next Wednesday.
You've seen this, haven't you?
I have. How did you know?
Because it tells me, and it also tells me that you've seen the nation's favourite Disney song. But I wasn't going to bring that up.
I wanted to see what was number one.
Can you? What was number one? Let's spoil it for everyone.
Spoiler alert: Bare Necessities. Oddly, I thought
classic.
It would be Let It Go.
Oh yeah, but that's probably number 2, is it?
It was number 3 or 4. Let It Go.
I know. I need to know what number 2 is. That's going to annoy me.
So now you're going to watch
the whole thing. Damn it.
Anyway,
that's
nation's favourite Disney song pick of the week in a couple of weeks' time. This week's pick of the week, Prey.
It was something from The Lion King, number 2.
Yes. Or what? No, actually, no. Oh, I don't know which way around it was now. I think Circle of Life might be number 2.
Or Hakuna Matata. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it now.
I think Circle of Life was 2. I think 3 was Let It Go.
Okay.
Anyway, going back to Prey.
Yes.
The nation's favourite Take That song. So this is the second series from a friend of the show, Chris Lunt. Same sort of thing. Another person on the run from Rosie Cavallero, who's the only.
She probably just wants to chat, this woman, and they keep running from her.
She's the only sort of constant, I think. I don't think any of the other... Was Ralph Ineson in the first series?
Yes, he was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, he's in it as well. He's being promoted above her, sort of thing. Goes to playing a prison guard, basically gets forced to go on the run with one of his prisoners because his daughter is being held captive by some nasty fellas.
Is it good?
It's all right. It's not as gripping as the first Prey. That's for sure.
I don't feel. I mean, you've watched this, and
it's different because the first series was more sort of The Fugitive, basically, is what the first series was. Let's be honest. This is odd because it's someone doing something so someone else can be safe, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Series 1 was just someone trying to clear their name, which is something we've seen before. This, you have to care about Philip Glenister and his daughter, played by some girl who used to be in Emmerdale. I'll tell you the best thing about it is Mayanna Buring, who's playing as a completely different character from ones we've seen her play before, because she often plays sort of vampy characters, doesn't she? Whereas here, she's a sort of dowdy prisoner. Again, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. We'll continue with it, but we'll talk about it more next week when you've definitely seen it, and Gary.
Yeah, it's annoying. I haven't really. Now I'm more compelled to watch the nation's favourite Disney song. I'm not as compelled to watch the second series of Prey. I'm really annoyed.
That says more about you, though, really, doesn't it?
It does, rather. It does. If you've got Sky Atlantic, though, it's the final 2 episodes of Nurse Jackie. I've started to watch it on Matt's recommendation. I think it must have been back in April or maybe June, the whole series, and now Sky Atlantic have got the last 2 episodes ever at 10:10 on Wednesday. If you've not got Sky Atlantic, then Peep Show is finishing, or the penultimate episode is at 10 o'clock on Channel 4 as well.